Look at that S2 over there. Quinn being a millennial.
Making deals here.
For Supra? Is the Supra coming?
It's still being processed at port. Oh, we're filming.
Yeah, I mean, I don't have to do anything with it.
Once they say snow in the forecast, that's
Probably what's going to happen.
Here comes your car.
That's okay. I'll be happy just to get it. You ready?
I don't know if do we want to be more organized. Quiet on the set.
Hey, shut up back there. What is up, boys and girls? It is back. We're back.
It's back.
It's back. Project Great Daily.
Do RX-8s make great dailies?
I think so.
Yeah.
It made such a great daily, I completely forgot about it and didn't daily it at all this past year. But that's all changed.
Why?
I have been dailying it again. It's all Matchew's fault.
Why is it my fault?
Because now you're buying an RX-8.
Huh?
You got me all excited about it.
Huh? Huh?
Oh, what's that? What's that back there?
What? I was just looking at that
Flash that one more time.
motorcycle. That nice motorcycle right there.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So anyways, Matchew got me all hot to trot to start driving the RX-8 again. I've been dailying it. And then I was like, actually, this car is pretty awesome once I kind of got used to just the speed again. And
it's no Ducati Panigale.
it's definitely no, it's not even a Husqvarna 510cc Supermoto. But I realized one of the reasons why I didn't drive it as much is because I put a CarPlay head unit in my Lexus LX470, and I really like having that, being able to just throw my phone in there, have all my music on my phone. And this has the conventional CD player, 6-disc in-dash.
Optical media, Quinn.
Changer. So we're going to be doing a CarPlay head unit tonight to make Project Great Daily an even better daily driver.
Awesome.
And I'm so excited. So I'm going to show you guys real quick what we got.
What do we got?
We bought a Sony Android Apple CarPlay head unit. And I went with this model because there's actual hard buttons on the front of it. I don't know what is up with you millennials with all the touch buttons for everything, but I think that's horrible. So I wanted hard buttons for at least the volume, and this one actually has the next song buttons that are hard.
Quinn, we're millennials.
Barely.
Yeah.
Doesn't really count. Oh, here's a better picture. Anyways, my CarPlay unit in my Lexus has hard volume buttons, which is great, but to skip a song, you have to touch the screen. And let me tell you, when you're like driving and you're hitting bumps, that is a royal pain in the ass. So whichever one of you little thought it was a good idea to integrate them into the screen, that's terrible. Terrible. And I hate it. We also bought a Mitra Turbo 2 install kit. And I bought this all from Crutchfield. No, I'm not sponsored by them. But this is an OEM looking piano black, gloss black.
You know how many automotive journalists would be mad about this being piano black?
I actually really like the piano black.
It looks good, but
I think it looks elegant.
I get it. I mean, like you put your fingers on it, it leaves your fingerprints there.
Yeah, just don't touch it.
I know.
You don't have to touch it.
I know. It's a very simple solution.
They sell matte if you want a matte one, but I watched some guys install this, see kind of what was involved, and he did the matte with the piano black, then looked horrible. Looked like cheap.
Yep.
And because I bought this all from Crutchfield, I think they charged an extra 35 bucks, and they wired everything for the harness. So I'm hoping this is going to be a relatively simple installation. We're going to highlight the key points for it and walk you guys through it, and hopefully, ooh, excuse me, this all really reignites my passion for Project Great Daily, and we start doing some other mods, like maybe something crazier for the engine. So we'll see. Especially now that Matchew's getting on.
Oh, it hasn't happened yet.
I mean, it's probably happening at this point, but, you know.
All right, let's get into it.
Let's do it.
Got it out.
Got it out. So shift knob off, shifter surround out. There's 2 screws underneath the radio that have to be undone. Well, first you do the ashtray screws, pull the ashtray out, and then behind there's 2 screws down the bottom for the head unit in these locations. Underneath the steering column, you pry the plastic down, you take the 4 screws out for the metal plate, and then there's a 10mm bolt that's like buried in there that's holding the head unit in place on the, right here. So I took that out. And I dropped that somewhere in the car. Don't let me forget to go find that. I don't think we reuse it with the new one. But now we have to transfer the HVAC stuff. The HVAC stuff and the hazard switch over. So I'm just taking the bezel off. And we'll move that over to the new Matchew unit.
Quinn's saving more weight in the RX-8.
Getting a little weight savings here. So here's the head unit before. We're 7 pounds, 13.8 ounces, and I didn't put the screws on here. But I'm gonna transfer the stuff over and assemble it with the new head unit and the new front bezel. We'll see. I think we're gonna shave. Let's place our bets. I'm gonna say 3 pounds.
I was gonna say 2, yeah.
2 pounds?
Yeah.
We'll take it.
Yeah.
Free weight savings, son.
Exactly.
Okay, so something we just discovered, you have to cut these top 2 mounting tabs off, obviously to make clearance here.
Yep.
So I thought this was like strictly...
like it reversible if you needed it to be, but...
I mean, technically I'm sure this would probably stay fine with just the bottom.
It's got 2 bottom bolts, right?
Yeah, but gotta chop it. Okay.
We gotta wait?
4 pounds.
It was like 7.3, right?
7 point something. So 3 pounds.
That's good.
Hell yeah, take it.
Nice. We're not gonna be like every other YouTube install.
That's right, we're gonna show you guys how to do it.
So what do you gotta do, Quinn?
All right.
The directions are, they're there.
They don't really explain this and it's not very clear. So in this Matchew kit, they give you these ears. And we were looking at this, there's really nowhere to bolt these in because the factory head unit does not bolt into the front. You're relying on the factory head unit bolted to your factory bezel, and then the bezel's bolted to the front. So they don't explain where these ears are supposed to go, but we just figured it out. You come in here, you pull, the vents here are just held in by retaining clips. We pop this out, and now we have these 2 screw locations that sit underneath it. I should say there is screws underneath here. We took those out, popped this out, and this is gonna sit.
We're hoping.
No, that's definitely it.
It's gotta be.
This is what they intended it to be, just like that.
And then we're gonna pop the vents on over that and then screw it back together.
Yep.
That works. I'm sure, just hopefully the bezel lines up.
Yes.
It looks like it's in the right spot. RX-8 looks good.
Isn't it a nice looking car?
Yeah, I like them.
I remember when they came out, I thought they were so goofy.
And you thought they were big, and now look at them compared to everything else today.
I think they've aged pretty well, like a fine wine. It's never going to be FD RX-7 beautiful.
How long did you end up spending last time getting that stereo in?
So, I guess there's a couple things. The camera died on the GoPro and it was late, and my brother was helping me just kind of cram the rest of this in here. So I'm going to just give you some of the clips to be cognizant of. Mounting those brackets onto the side of the head unit takes a little finagling to get the positioning here. To get the positioning of the angle to go with the dash, and then also how forward or sunken in the screen is. It took us a couple tries, and we ended up moving them from wherever I showed you initially. It's going to be based on your head unit, right? Because the holes that you have for options are all different. So you're just going to have to sit there and finagle it.
And there's also all that crap inside that you got to hold. You have to have one person holding all of it.
It helps if you have 2 people. And I say that because you have so many electronics that have to be accounted for. Now, that Matchew kit came with the harness, which runs your climate control still and your hazard switch, but you have to keep in mind, now you have wires coming from the top and from the bottom into that one Matchew box, that conversion box that they give you. And I didn't get the steering wheel control one because I don't have a stock steering wheel anymore. But if you want to retain your stock steering wheel controls, that's another adapter that you're going to have to account for. It's a lot of wires in a small confined space. So having that extra set of hands is really helpful, like putting everything in and lining it up without scratching the screen or snagging a wire, pinching it, whatever. But luckily, when we finished and turned it on, everything worked. So the instructions from the Matchew side, while they're not the clearest, it was pretty self-explanatory, like which plug went where, and they labeled them. So to make all that stuff work, I guess you could reverse the climate control with one of the other switches or the steering wheel controls. I didn't have to plug that one in, but they're like, the plugs look the same. So that's something to be conscious of. But everything works. I was severely disappointed with the Bose, because Bose typically makes nice stereos, nice speakers. The stock Bose in this was not impressive at all. With the speakers now amplified, I'm actually very, very happy. Now, is this some modern like Harman Kardon? No, but it's much, much, much better. Like better to the point where I don't feel any need to do anything else to the audio system. So that was a huge bonus by going with an amplified head unit. The reason why I wasn't driving this so much for a daily is because I had CarPlay in my Lexus, and it's just easy to hop into that, plug my phone in, I have all my music there, I have GPS, all that stuff. Now I have that in here. I've been driving this over the Lexus, so I think it did its job and kind of reignited that Project Great Daily.
Once you go to CarPlay, you can't go back.
Oh, it's game-changing. I also learned how to program the screen, because when I plugged this stupid thing in, it changed it. It said Matchew, whatever that company is, RX-8. And I was like, the S2s, okay, so this is something you gotta be conscious of. The S2s, it says you have to control it from the steering wheel. Uh-oh. Luckily, the S1s, and I don't know if you could do the same in the S2 because I haven't owned an S2, but for the S1, you can program it from these buttons here.
Sounds pretty good.
So anyways, get a lot more bass, clear bass. And I miss a knob. I do like having a knob for volume, but you can do it fast enough with you just press and hold. That's kind of it. There's not much you could do for customizations on here, at least that I know of. I went through it, I changed the background to green because I'm a racer and I like the color green. Every time I got into the RX-8, I still felt like I was driving like a 2000s era car. This kind of changes that feel just a little bit, but again, from a practicality and just a convenience standpoint, I like it. I'm happy.
Can't go wrong.
And plus, they made the stereo sound much better. Then that in itself right there to me is worth it. So, very happy overall. I'm glad that I didn't have to cut or splice anything, and that I was able to get all the plug-in stuff. Again, this is not sponsored by Crutchfield in any way, shape, or form, but
they're the best.
That whole package, that's it for this one, guys. We will see you in the next one. Done.